Today in Fewladelphia we are tackling one of those ultra micro detailing projects, my absolute favourites, taking on this blank piece of space by the downtown and transforming it into a contemporary landscaped urban plaza skate park. Let's dive in. Alright, so we have a ton of blank spaces forming around our downtown, so today's episode is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to call it a mini-sode, because we're just going to be concentrating on one little build in this space right here that I've been really wanting to do since I spotted it on Google Earth for quite a long time. And that is that we are going to add in quite a large, custom-made, street-style plaza skate park into this area, heavily inspired by Paine's Park in Philadelphia. So here we are back at the Philadelphia Museum of Art and the infamous stairs up to the Rocky statue over there, and then nestled into this side of it we have Paine's Park. So this is a contemporary street-style plaza form of skate park, and if we zoom in here, I think the biggest feature that I notice immediately is the graffiti absolutely everywhere. Now, of course, it wasn't always like this. It was built actually not that long ago, as far as I'm aware from a bit of research. And it seems like it's just kind of been taken over by Philadelphia's street culture, shall we say. So most of it is a concrete base pattern, and these red stripes that you can see here are actually brick, which extends up onto some of the ramps around the side. But the big thing that I noticed here, after watching a little tour video on YouTube around the park, which was super helpful, was that actually it's not like super steep ramps or anything like that. I think because it is a sort of plaza style skate park, you're not looking at those massive ramps or half pipes or anything like that. It's a few ramps up the side here, and then a lot of it is actually just ledges for grinding and the odd sort of benches and a few railings, which actually I think even a few months ago some of these have been ripped out of the ground, like there used to be railings up the middle of these stairs here, for example. But yeah, this is a big thing that I definitely want to incorporate. It's this kind of circular pattern in the middle with stairs going up on either side and this big sort of three-way track down the middle here. And then we've got ramps up these sides with graffiti all over them. Up here, around here. And then most of the rest of this is, I mean, yeah, there's a few ramps on this side. We've got things like a half volcano, if you know your skateboarding lingo, sticking out over here. And then most of this side is actually just sides with railings, so most of them have this sort of metal bar that you can grind onto up the edges, although I don't think we're going to go as far as putting in intricate tiny details like metal bars on the edges of walls. I don't even think that's possible in Cities Skylines II. But what I do want to do is definitely emulate the effect of this place. So tons of graffiti, some really nice surface work, getting those brick patterns into there, and just some interesting kind of design and ideas and shapes with a few props to get this feel of this big open plaza with the stairs running through it and the open green spaces in around it. This is going to be a bit of a different episode because what we're looking at here is going to be extremely detail heavy, and I have tested a number of different things and I've never really done the whole build and completion, so we're actually going to do this episode as essentially a detailing time lapse. This is also because I'm slightly in between times with some time that I've just had for my birthday last week, and also I'm off on holiday in a couple of days time as I record this for a week with the kids too, so I wanted to get some content out there and this was kind of the only way I could really fit it in. So just to reassure you that time-lapse mini episodes like this are not going to form part of the usual regular Fewladelphia schedule, but because this is such a special detail heavy build, this is how we're going to do it this time. So before we jump right into it, a quick word from today's video sponsor, which is Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is your one-stop shop for all your gaming needs, where you can find massive discounts on a whole host of games. Right now there is 73% off FC26, and that is in and amongst so many other huge deals. So if you're looking to pick up any of the Cities Skylines DLCs, Planet Zoo or any of its DLCs, the entire Sim shebang, amongst so many more, please do check out my link to Instant Gaming in the description of this video, and anything you purchase after clicking my link will also go towards supporting this channel, which is greatly appreciated. So go ahead, check out the link and bag yourself a deal. Alright, so here we have our version of Paine's Park skate park. And I'll tell you what, I had so much fun doing this. I don't think I've ever placed so much graffiti, including even the Fewladelphia rail yard, which had an absolute ton of it. I'd say that this tops it. But I love it. It's so dirty, it's so messy, and I feel like from the vibes that I've got from Google Earth and the various videos and photos that I've seen of the place that I'm pretty pleased with how the vibe is being captured here. If you're from Philadelphia, let me know what you think. Does this do Paine's Park justice? So yes, not going to lie, this build took way longer than it should have done. What I did do was use the modular blocks pack by Source Design. This is an amazing mod, my goodness. Like, so many different blocks of different sizes that you can just use to create tons of different things. So we've got various different sort of retaining walls, or the grinding walls as we're calling them in our skate park, along various different places. We've made sort of custom build stairs with them in a few different places as well. We've filled in underneath some of the planters which were floating when we added those. So yes, I did make use of Sully's planters for the SoFi Stadium asset to create these green spaces around here. It just made it a bit quicker and simpler than custom making some of these spaces, and actually you can blend them in really nicely together to make various different shapes. So it fitted together really well overall, I think, in terms of how I wanted it. But yeah, these modular blocks, incredible. We've used them to fill in some of the sort of awkward bits with the terrain. I mean, this section took most of the build, to be honest, where I was using the terrain flattening blank building thingies to get the bottom of the curves in around the ramps and the top of it as well to smooth off that surface. I did use paths up here too, just to kind of give ourselves a nice round flat edge. There's some dodgy bits when you look up super close, like here we've got a bit of a lip. Might be a tad dangerous, perhaps. But from slightly further out, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. And yeah, those blocks are absolute magic. We've used them all over the place here to fill in the various different places and get the effect we want. Really like this section here too. Really pleased with that. I did actually use some of the skate park props. I mean, not that many, but I did use this one. And the reason why I didn't use the ramps, the half pipe, sort of half ramps that we do have available, is because of this railing on the back. I really didn't want that all around here. I wanted to capture that vibe that Paine's Park is, which is that street style skate park. So, you know, most of these ramps just go up onto the back. Now over here, yeah, I probably need a bit more graffiti to fill in some of these spaces. Over here, I did actually use a Chinese asset pack building, which has a slightly curvy roof to get our ramps in here, which I quite like. The reason I couldn't use it here is because of the way the curve goes. Otherwise, I would have done that all the way around because it was a hell of a lot quicker. But I think it works pretty well. When we cover up that surface with some graffiti, you potentially wouldn't know, apart from the little lips on the edge, which again might be rather dangerous. But it does the trick, I think, for the overall effect that we want to go for. So yeah, we've got the main kind of bowl area here, the main plaza area where most of that graffiti lies. Yeah, a lot of it. We then have these little steps up the side here, and that comes out onto this pergola area, which I just spotted on Google Earth. I'm not really too sure what there is. I think we need to do a little bit of detailing around here. Maybe. Some benches, some bins, that sort of thing. But yes, we do have these sort of odd stairs, which I spotted on Google Earth as well, right nicely in this sort of curved shape at the end of the park here. Then that comes onto various little stair blocks, like we've got this one down the side here. We've got this one over here. And we have got invisible paths running throughout this, so I think once we get some development into these spaces here, hopefully we will actually have people moving through here. Because I forgot to mention as well, we have got this pedestrian bridge straight over to the tram track here. So I'm very much hoping that people will opt to take that and then take our invisible path through the actual skate park. We'll get a few people moving around in here, which I think will be quite nice. So yeah, down from this lower level here, we then have a ramp up actually this side, and then there's steps in the other two locations, or 3 locations in fact, over here. And that comes up to a slightly more raised area. I used some of Rizzy Rail's benches from the classic garden pack, which may not seem too right, but they were the only sort of flat concrete benches that I could find. And I saw them in the tour video that I'd watched of this park, so I very much wanted to add them. I can't recolour them though, which is annoying, otherwise I would have made them slightly more of that concretey colour that we got around the rest of the place. But it definitely does the trick. I then did use some of these fences. These are Japanese fences by Marlon 4565. I just love the rounded bar shape of them. So I think they work quite well as a round grinding bar in the middle of our little skate park area over here. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I actually ended up sinking one of the big ramps here just to create a small little kick-up area. I'm not that down with skating terminology, so someone correct me for whatever that is. And then we do have some other little props around as well, like this ramp there. We've got the bars and the box over this side. Because again, I did spot that there were various different smaller little things and smaller ramps like that around the plaza floor. But yeah, there we have it. We have just surrounded this with trees now as well. And then we are going to come on to some development quite in close to here. And then we're going to spread on out into our parkland this way, which I think will be quite nice. There's some other things that I have spotted on Google Earth around this area that I would definitely like to incorporate there. But yeah, that's our Paine's Park skate park. And you can imagine actually sitting on these steps, having a little drink and looking at that downtown skyline while people just skate right past you. So yes, a slightly odd episode today, and this won't become a regular occurrence. Like I said, it's just simply a matter of time at the moment and the fact I really wanted to get this heavily detailed project done. If you have enjoyed the episode, likes, comments and shares are greatly appreciated. I want to shout out Thomas Campus, my Fewniverse mayor. Thank you so much for the insane support, and thank you to all of you Patreon and YouTube members out there. You keep the channel afloat and I am so appreciative of it. But that is all from me for now, so thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye bye.